Hey guys, this is the new version of my project, Life 2.1. This version is focused on the texture mapping of the planet. Usually, when you use a spherical texture mapping, you end up with distortion problems at the poles. So I decided to use a cubic texture and project it onto the sphere. Here is the cubic map. As you can see, there are 6 squares, and I arranged them this way not to waste space on the image. The cube is split into 2 continuous strips. The square in the middle at the top is the top face. The square in the middle at the bottom is the bottom face. In this cubic representation, the meridians of the planet are represented by straight lines that join the poles on the top and bottom faces, whereas on the side faces, they are represented by straight parallel lines. So a straight meridian line on the planet will be represented by a broken line on this cubic representation. On the other side, a straight line on the cubic representation will appear to be broken on the sphere. Now this made me think of some geometrical optics, as the edge between two faces seemed to act like a converging lens. A beam traveling along the lens axis will be focused by the lens to a focal point, and this is true the other way around. Also, a beam that travels towards the center of the lens will not be deviated. These notions allow us, in lens optics, to determine the direction that a beam will take when crossing the lens. So I wanted to check if those rules held true for my problem. Let's make our character travel towards the center of the edge between the two faces. We can see that the path is still in a straight line. Now let's make it travel toward the edge in a random direction. Here I chose a point on the path and drew the line perpendicular to the edge. Optics tells us that this line will join the center of the top face. Let's draw another line going to the center of the edge. This line will not be deflected. Now let's find the intersection point between those two lines and join it to the edge to see in what direction it will go on the top face. I did the same process a second time just to double check that the calculated direction was correct. As you can see, there's some imprecision, but that's not much. So here on the map, the lower line is a straight line, whereas on the spherical planet, the top line should be the one that's a straight line. Let's check it once again with our character. Here we go. It seems my analogy to lens optics is verified. Finally, for the rest of the video, I'll be using something that looks more like an actual map, and we'll see how it goes when mapped onto the planet.